You guys are fucking dangerous. Look at this guy. He's got respect for the door.
There's 4 million people coming in.
It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans. Right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, Happening Bros. It's Monday. You know what time that is? It's time for another Happening TV. I hope you guys are all well. Don't have a, a cheery impression for the intro because I'm heading back to the UK and quite frankly, I'm pretty sad about it. I would like to thank everyone I met in the US. You guys are awesome. I have had a wonderful time. It's bittersweet. Going back to London to stand. Obviously, I'm very happy to see all the different communities. If there's one thing I've really missed about the US, about London, is all the minorities, right? This of course is the problem with certain parts of the US. The parts I'm talking about, right? The parts that are filled with racists. And there's just not enough diversity. Bros, right? I mean, they've got all the diverse food, right? But, where are the random stabbings, right? Where's the language barrier? The sense of constant ethnic tension. I just, right? I just don't feel at home unless I'm surrounded by millions of people who I share nothing in common with, right? It's terrible. Fortunately, of course, I'll be back in London soon. I'll have all of those things. I can't wait. To be surrounded by the diversity. I'll, go up to the mosque for a bit probably, and Jesus fuck. yeah, I'm headed back. I guess enough of that. I did receive a call from President Trump personally, by the way. He thanked me for coming to the US. He said, of course, he was very, very honored that I would come over. And I was like, well, thank you very much, President Trump. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm a man of the people. I always like to phone every single, base visitor who comes over to the United States. It's awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Very, very friendly guy, actually, right? But one of the things that he was not happy about, of course, was tonight's leading story. The LA riots. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and kick off another summer of love, bros. I mean, who would have thunk it, right? Trump gets back in and all of a sudden there's another mass riot movement. It's certainly a strange coincidence, right? I obviously, not being a conspiracy theorist, couldn't draw sort of, any line between the outbreak of mass protest and the fact that Trump is back in power, right? Only a fool would do that. But yeah, LA has been kicking off basically. Trump, immigration enforcement like went in there to arrest some like rapists and murderers, and of course the left was like, no, they're brown rapists and murderers. We have to keep them, right? Like, how else are we supposed to like get rid of all the whites without the constant rapes and the murders, right? I mean, fair enough, right? Obviously getting rid of all the whites in the US is such an incredibly advantageous policy. For everyone. I mean, everyone who counts, obviously, right? Except for the white people, and who cares what they think, right? So yes, LA has been like kicking off. I was expecting it to be a bit more fiery and mostly peaceful over the night, but it turns out it was pretty quiet. I guess all the National Guard and stuff that they brought in. Indeed, Trump did an incredibly fascist move. Fascist that he is. Fascist! By deputizing, what's the word? Attaching, sort of commandeering 2,000 of California's National Guard, which is exactly what a fascist would do, by the way, and putting Marines on standby. Another thing that a fascist would do, obviously, right? Unless they were directed against white people, in which case that would be fascism, that would be justice, right? So, although yesterday LA had some little spots of burning diversity, right? A bit, a few spots of racial justice. Are we about to see, ladies and gentlemen, the start of World War Taco? I guess it wouldn't really be a world war. The third American Taco War. The Taco War. Look, I think it's a good idea. I think it could catch on. Ameribros, you with me on this one? The Taco Wars, right? Where an entire country was split apart. Due to the failure of its population to respond effectively to the psychological weapon of the post-war consensus and a love of soy boys for craft beer and Mexican food. Truly the most deadly combination ever invented to attack the white man. I do quite like Mexican food and craft beer, actually. I must see, that's what I mean, right? It's hideous. It just gets into you, right? Oh, mate, I've eaten such delicious food while I've been here. Man, the Americans always like joke about how like the European food sucks. Yeah, well, they're right, mostly, right? Unless you're like rich like an oil sheik and you can, go out and eat like, crazy expensive shit. They're right. I am humbled. I am humbled, bros. Second story tonight is, look. This is a story that's been buried very, very, very quickly. Elon Musk and Daddy Trump had a bit of a falling out. I love his tiff, as it were, over the BBC. The BBB, right? Not the big beautiful cock, the big beautiful bill. Musk, of course, being the sort of retarded autist conspiracy theorist that he is worried that US debt levels are about to become unsustainable and crash and destroy the entire economy. However, the entirety of his government, the entirety of the government generally, the US government is like, nah, look, don't worry about it, right? If there's one thing you can draw from history, it's that fiat money printing and never-ending inflation has never gone wrong. Right, and of course, I didn't check on any of the history behind this, but I'm pretty sure they're right. They can just print their own money out of thin air. So therefore, what's the problem, bros? Right? It's not like any other government in history that ever was able to print their own money out of thin air ever ran into problems, right? Right. Yes, there was a very, very public breakup between Trump and Musk. With Musk famously coming out and accusing Trump of being on the Epstein list. You don't say that. You don't say that. It might be true, but I didn't know that those girls had been trafficked at the time. There's been a lot of sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Counter signaling and sort of firefighting about this, and the story just basically dropped off the radar. Right? No doubt, Trump was very, very happy to have the LA riots to sort of take the steam off this. They traded insults back and forward. Trump threatened to, remove Musk's government contracts. Musk said, oh, well, then I'll dismantle this rocket that I'm building, right? And then presumably someone took Musk's ketamine away and was like, listen, right, you really shouldn't be doing this. There's no way this is going to, like, end well, right? I don't know, like, what Musk was thinking, honestly. I did see a really good thread from someone who was basically talking about the fact that when you start giving people sort of like pharmaceutical grade, like, drugs, right? Like, ketamine or Desoxyn or, whatever the fuck else like Musk is on. There is a tendency for the people using them to think that because they got it from a pharmacist, it's still not incredibly powerful. And if any of you have ever done ketamine, right, that stuff is incredibly powerful. Apparently, like the nasal stuff you give is just really, really strong. And then, of course, there is the rumor going around that Musk actually got his black eye, the famous black eye that he showed up with, for his sort of like final Doge presentation, fighting with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Presumably Musk was like, look, we just can't, you got to stop printing money. You're going to like crash the entire thing, right? And Bessent was like, no, fuck you. Modern monetary theory rules. Nobody knows. But I would have loved to see tape of that. That would have been epic. And our final story tonight, in a highly predictable sort of thing that happens every few years in the United Kingdom, somebody realizes that whites are about to become a minority. And then a bunch of people go around on TV and be like, ooh, if we don't start doing something pretty soon, things will get pretty bad, which is a basic sort of English trait, right? Like even when bad things have happened, they still go around saying, if we're not careful, bad thing might happen. So bad thing has already happened. And so immigration is now again sort of like salient in the UK. Don't worry, bros. We have a solution, and that solution is digital ID. Digital ID. I love it. The Brit card apparently is what it's going to be called. Catchy. The Brit card. Who doesn't want a Brit card? Of course, it won't be a card. It'll be on your mobile phone. You'll need it to like do basically anything to interface with the government, and if you say naughty words, you're going to get like cut out of society. They don't talk about that very much. Obviously, they're like, no, look, it'll control immigration. Yeah, I mean, I am skeptical, but whatever. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat. On Rumble, we've got Seti Sapiente, Captain Crisps, Yes the Eunuch. I will not be on Discord and Dragons tonight because I got to get ready to like fly, but you should definitely go and watch it. Who's on tonight? Yiz, say in the chat. Hayes Reviews. Oh, good to see you. Hayes, how you doing, mate? Wyatt's Torch. Great to see you, mate. Carvos96. Good to see you too. Anybody else? I think that's it. Relatively quiet night. On YouTube, we have Untenable Position. Good to see you, mate. How you been? Robert Verlinden, 007, Sar, good to see you, Sar. Simon JJ, I think that's everyone. And on Odyssey, Kangaroo Optimus Prime, good to see you, mate. And that's it. That's okay. Oh, and Melon, he's on YouTube. Good to see you, Melon. I hope you're doing well, mate. I met Melon at OGC. It's lovely. True Deeds meme, of course. But without government, what would happen to sex offenders? Simple. They wouldn't be given a government to run. Oh, imagine how horrible that would be, bros. If the sex offenders didn't have a government to run, where would they get all their sex offending, right? Who would they get to protect them from their horrible crimes? Barely worth thinking about. Terrible. Anyway, let's get on with it. This is going to be a very video heavy episode. I was busy yesterday harvesting many links of the stuff going on in LA. As you can see, this is sort of the momentum is sort of trying for another summer of love. There were brief outbreaks in other cities, Houston, San Francisco, and Austin, I believe, but none of them properly got off the ground. There are a number of leftist groups, Antifa basically sort of like putting it around saying, now is the time for struggle, my comrades, right? We must arm the youth and overthrow the government and all this kind of like shit. So they're gearing up, bros, right? Although this time I don't think they're going to have as easy of a time with it. Not only has public opinion in the United States shifted drastically against the rioters because everyone like BLM was just, it was too much, right? The powers that be, they didn't manage them very well. They should have kept it a bit more low key, right? They let it get out of hand. They let it get a little too Amstrad. And now the public are just like, we don't want any of this. Apparently, all of Trump's pronouncements about how he's going to like send in the National Guard have massively boosted his approval rating. So the leftists are sort of climbing a steep hill at this one. Los Angeles gears up for a fourth day of protests against immigration raids. So this is probably what it's going to be, right? It's going to be like this sort of low grade, constant thing until somebody gets killed. And then once somebody gets killed, they will, they'll have like, George Floyd part 2, Pancho Gomez, right? And then they will elevate that figure and use it to drive like a bunch of stuff. But I mean, the thing is, I'm not sure that the Hispanic population is as open to riots as the black population, right? I've been hearing messages go around saying, blacks, stay out of this, right? This isn't our fight, right? No one's going to like deport us. More's the pity. Just let the Hispanics handle it. But a lot of the Hispanics are very Catholic, right? So I don't know whether this is going to work as well as the BLM one. We will wait and see. Los Angeles is waking up on Monday to another day of high tensions with President Donald Trump's administration after a weekend of protests over immigration raids in the city, with the president controversially ordering the National Guard and the governor of California saying the state planned to sue in response. Yes, Gavin Newsom, he has been out being like, I can't believe you ordered in the National Guard. Everything was going fine, right? If you didn't enforce the law, these people who don't want you to enforce the law would never have kicked off, right? So the answer is simple, just don't enforce the law, which is, sort of like the basic sort of lefty paradigm that we've been dealing with for ages. If you don't enforce the law, no one gets angry about enforcing the law. And since, it's mainly whites that obey the law, you'll be fine, right? Federal agents the day before clashed with demonstrators in Los Angeles as police used tear gas and less lethal munitions to disperse crowds of people who were mostly peacefully protesting. It's back, bros. The mostly peaceful protests are back. Look, most of those protests were like totally peaceful, except for the ones that weren't. And most of those peaceful protests were only doing things like blocking freeways and shit, right? And like, that's very, very peaceful. Oh God, imagine trying to fucking get to work, driving up the 101 in LA, right? Traffic's already bad, and there's like just a bunch of like idiots blocking the freeway. The cops took care of that though, so So yes, Newsom's been out basically saying like, screw Trump. I think he's lining up for a 2024 presidential bid. That is my guess. I think it's going to be Newsom on the Democratic ticket. I think that the Democrats will, do the, appear weak when you are strong. They'll keep like some idiot like David Hogg in for as long as possible. Try and get all of the horrible far leftists to abandon the Democrat Party, and then do a pivot as election season 2024 heats up, and they'll cycle Newsom in like a blonde COVID Terminator. Let me see. So yes, the ACLU is like kicking off today to demand justice for detained immigrants and an end to the ongoing human rights abuses by ICE. By human rights abuses, they mean immigration enforcement. We will not be intimidated. We will not be silenced. Oh, God, yeah, we know. Oh, God, will you shut up? We will never shut up. Okay, fine. Some guy's been arrested. They're going to, like, rally around some union leader who was unjustly arrested. Yeah, you know all that. What you want to see, of course, is all the videos of the violence. That's what you come here for. I know my audience. They like to see a bit of the old... bit of the old banter, bit of the old like violence. There's been some pretty cool pictures come out of this. Viva la Mexico. The taco revolution is upon us. Okay, so this started on Saturday, right? Basically, the feds went in, made a bunch of arrests, and then got trapped in a car park which was surrounded by lefties. Hopefully the sound works on this. Please let me know if it doesn't. fuck you, bros. You're fascist, bros, right? Like, everybody knows fascism is like literally enforcing any kind of law unless it's like laws that enable more violence, bro. Goddamn fascists. We did have some like funny things. This random masked individual was simping for a female protest, but the simping meant he took his eyes off the cops. Let this be a lesson to you all, right? Boobs are temporary. The boot of the state is eternal. Bit of the old spicy wind there. Why people don't season, they air, obviously, right? Then we had, they basically surrounded the federal detention center in Los Angeles. Pretty big fucking crowd. They did turn out a large crowd for this one. So, you know, I don't know where this is going to go, bros. I kind of thought that LA would be burning last night, but again, it was pretty quiet. Just a bit of random looting. You know, average, you know, weekend in LA, I imagine.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. You're taking a live look at one of the protests underway in Los Angeles just a few hours after the mass immigration raids. Chris Christie is live in Air 7 with the latest. Chris.
That's right, Giovanna. It's a major protest going on about 2 hours now. Close to 1,000 people now wrapping around the detention facility between Alameda and Los Angeles Street. They started on the front steps of the federal building at 300 Los Angeles, now marching down Aliso. And the lead there is that cattle truck leading the pack as they make the turn onto Alameda Street. The strategy here is to basically encircle the detention facility, which is that building right there, where we understand there are actually some people inside of the building.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. You're taking a live look at one of the protests underway in Los Angeles.
But unlike during BLM, the cops came in and, like, you know, dealt with a lot of this stuff really sharpish. There was then widespread violence in the LA area, or as I believe it's called, Saturday night. Oh, Tree Godfather, good to see you, mate. Who else? We got anyone else joining us? No. Good to see you, mate. So yes, average weekend in LA at this point, I imagine.
Hey, they're stepping forward. They are stepping forward. They are stepping forward.
I'm back. Hold on a moment here. Gonna put my headphones on.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing that was going on. Carlos 96, I work in a uni agency and I see fuck all around the student unions. Oh, that's interesting, Carlos. You work at a US university. Is it in a blue area? And if so, does that mean they're like lacking US aid funding, or do you think they're just like gearing up? It is the weekend, I guess. Or are you talking about the whole Greta thing? Oh yeah, by the way, Greta got arrested by the Israelis. She's been transported to Israel, where they're going to show her the infamous Hamas atrocity video. And she's probably going to come back being like, actually, I love Israel now. What we need to do is support Israel in its struggle against Palestine. It could happen. Calvus, you're in Oxford. Oh, right. Okay. No problem. Right. Not America then. Let's see. What else do we got here? Just, you know, just more general, you know, average Saturday night in LA, really. So a generally spicy and spirited debate. They did seem the LAPD and the National Guard did seem to have their like shit locked down. I was listening to the radio scanners for like a while. And you know, there was tons and tons of stuff like, you know, we're delivering munitions here, we're delivering munitions there. So, you know, lots of tear gas. This is the kind of thing that was happening on Sunday. No, this was from Saturday as well. This is when it was all starting to kick off, bros. Now there, of course, we can see the horrible and evil fascist ICE trying to transport innocent rapists and murderers out of the country, no doubt nabbing them on their way back from their neurosurgery classes, while they're taking a much-needed break before going to learn to be astronauts. What else have we got? So yes, the sort of LAPD and Gavin Newsom, who's the governor, and Karen Bass, I believe her name is, who is the mayor of LA, who is like just an outright race communist. You may recall when the fires hit LA recently, and she was just like, "Oh, you know, I'm out of here, right? Like, you know, you guys can deal with, like, you know, I got shit to do, right?" Was basically saying like, "Look, everybody remain calm. Like, you know, everything's going to be fine. The safety of our communities." Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone's like phoned them and said that kind of shit doesn't work with communists. I don't know. We did get some like quite funny stuff. This one was pretty good.
You told me you got caught up in the tear gas as well. Describe what happened to you.
Oh, just tasted a little tear gas. Tasted like fascism.
Well, you told me.
Tasted like fascism, bro. Spicy fascism. I usually prefer my fascism with a little less spice, you know. But that was really, really very spicy fascism. This is pretty good. This is making the rounds as well. I hate how it just loops on itself. Let's see what else we got. When you pay your rent a mob and they spend all the money on Fent before showing up for the protest, bros. Look, just hold the sign, bro. Bro, I'm so fucking high, bro. I'm so fucking high. Jesus. So then there was a very, very large protest. I presume this was the protest that was originally attacking the Justice Building or whatever that huge ass building was. They then went on walkabout. Oh God, get new chants. Like what the like? I swear to God, they've just been using the same chants forever. It's just like it's fucking brainwashing, man. Just numbs my brain. And then this group of powerful justice warriors decided to shut the I-10, the 101 freeway southbound, because that's how you deal with fascism. You block traffic, right? Like, look, we've all read about the fucking French Revolution. We know what you're doing, you bunch of faggots.
Along this major freeway here southbound on the 101. Major freeway here southbound on the 101, just blocking out. Some of them are going back and forth. We heard some flashbangs there. Law enforcement trying to get this under control as much as they can. It has been very chaotic here, down here in downtown LA near the federal building all afternoon. You've had tear gas dispersed, rubber bullets deployed, the flashbangs, all to try and protect the property and to protect the people here from some of these anti-ICE protesters who are just causing chaos. Take a look at this video. Tear gas was used to disperse a crowd as some protesters threw back those tear gas canisters. This was yesterday in Paramount, a city in southeast.
Yeah. We know people are getting tear gassed. But the police actually did a pretty good job and cleared the freeway quite quickly. They did wind up leaving like a couple of units, a couple of squads of cops underneath the rail bridge for a while, but they managed to get them out. Get off the freeway, you retards. Oh, we're just going to go hang out on the freeway, bro. We're going to fight fascism by blocking the freeway. Okay. Now, there were a few quite iconic images to come out of this days of protest. This one is, of course, iconic and has a bunch of lefties on Reddit saying like, no, don't do that. Wave American flags, right? If you start waving like Mexican flags, people are going to start thinking we've been invaded or something, bro. I believe at this point, Los Angeles County is like 45% Mexican. So, don't call it an invasion. It's just, it's just a demographic adjustment.
Yeah. Call you later.
Now, as you can see, of course, there's actually more photographers surrounding this guy than there are protests, right? Sort of echoing like a common thing you used to see a lot out of Gaza before it got destroyed. They'd like set up like a few burning things. These burning cars are Waymos, which are like these sort of like AI taxis. They kept getting set on fire. Apparently the LAPD contacted Waymo and said, can you shut the app down because people just keep calling more of these like AI cars and setting them on fire. The poor little AI cars, they get confused by the crowd and they can't like go anywhere. And so they just sit there sort of like burning merrily, right? Their AI souls being toasted by the cruelty of the Mexican protests. Of course, as I said before, the mostly peaceful protest is back, bros.
Demonstrations had been going on right outside the Federal Detention Center. Most of those demonstrators were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns. And again, they were expressing their anger about the detention of so many immigrants at the Federal Center. Most of the evening, the federal agents stayed inside the building, but at a certain point, some of the demonstrators got very close to the property. In fact, some of them went onto the property, started tagging the building, started banging on fences, and shortly after all that happened, the agents started firing off tear gas, and then they came out. Demonstrations.
At least they learned, and this time they did not film the reporter against, like, you know, something burning and smoke billowing into the sky. Don't worry, bros. I'm sure we'll go and see it. Then there was a standoff outside LA City Hall where the protesters tried to, like, set up barricades. This was, again, like, sort of a common thing. Again, if you know anything about the French Revolution, the tactics really, really don't change. Set up barricades, you know, draw police forces, do a bunch of, like, other shady shit while the police are otherwise occupied. You know, force the government to get heavy-handed and then use them getting heavy-handed as an excuse for why you're, like, fighting the fash, right? So yeah. Oh shit, I forgot to turn the microphone off. Sorry about that. Oh my god, I've got so many links. There was also this Australian reporter who got shot on live TV. I mean, like, not, you know, proper shot, just a bit of a rubber bullet in the leg. Kind of hilarious.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
I'm good.
Are you okay?
See? Fascism, bros. Fascism. What else have we got? Oh yeah, right. That's that same one. Right. So that's the end of the LA riots so far. I will be watching this. I expect this won't be the end of it. I do like watching this kind of stuff, you know, from halfway across the world where I'm in no personal danger. And also remember, if you want to buy me a beer or something like that, you can donate via Entropy or Ko-Fi, or, you know, send me Odyssey coins. Odyssey coins are good as well. I need them to, like, make the show and stuff like that. Please do send monies so I can drown my sorrows once I'm back in the UK. So, second story. Daddy Trump and Mommy Musk had a bit of a fallout, bros. Oh, it's terrible, terrible. Musk has since had, like, a bit of a talking to and has deleted most of these tweets, but we're going to go through it. Let me see. Okay. Yes. We know all about all of that stuff. Right. So it started with Musk criticizing the BBC. Sorry, the BBB. Saying that it was disappointing and that it undermined the cost-cutting efforts of Doge by like adding trillions more to the US deficit. Then he basically like did that like sort of weird thing where he said like, Doge is like, this is the end of Doge. He had the black eye and he looked kind of like high. I don't actually have that clip. I really should, but he's just kind of like, he looks like he's done a bit too much ketamine before the meeting. And then Musk was like, the big beautiful bill is a disgusting abomination. I can't stand it anymore, right? And then Trump started like hitting back.
You saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily. It's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types.
So Trump fires back and says Musk is only salty because they're removing the EV mandate. Musk fired back and said, I've never read this bill. Nobody's read it. It's like, another like pork-filled kind of thing that no one will read. And then the nuclear bomb. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald Trump. Now, this basically sort of made people ask, so let me guess, you knew that he was a pedo and you were still working for him, was the first accusation. And, Musk sort of doubled down and said, that's why they won't release them. And then, of course, the Democrats started saying, oh, you got to release the Epstein files. If Trump's in them, we got to release them, bros, right? Tesla's stock dropped 14%. I don't know where it's at now. Trump then tweeted, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy. And then, allegedly, they were going to like have a peace call. No one knows whether that actually happened, right? Trump sort of like said, we're going to talk tomorrow. And then it seems to have basically sort of petered out. Trump denied that he was going to like talk to him, but somebody clearly had a chat with him because Musk has basically shut the fuck up now.
Do you have any plans to speak with Mr. Musk? This was one of your closest advisors.
Yeah, no, I don't have any plans. Somebody made a mistake. A lot of reporters have been calling me. I didn't call any reporter. A lot of reporters say ask me the same question. No, I don't. I'm not even thinking about that.
There apparently were.
Oh, mate. One day you're on top of the world, part of the US government, and then the next day you're out. That's how it works, bros. And then, and I think this was part of the reason why Musk shut up. Bannon basically came out and said we've got to seize SpaceX under the Defense Appropriations Act. If Musk isn't on board, he's a national security risk.
Know anything. He's a know-it-all. He knows some engineering. Don't get me wrong. I give a hat tip for that, but he doesn't know anything about the real world. Doge was, and for any fanboys that still exist, while you're wrapping up in your cape tonight, understand on Doge, he didn't find any fraud. There's plenty of fraud out there. This was President Trump's first complaint. Was this all BS, right, with the Doge? The act that President Trump should be taking immediately, I think, when he threatens to take one of the big programs out of SpaceX, President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight. Know anything?
Yeah, that's right. Because when Trump tweeted a thing saying, one way to save billions of dollars would be to stop subsidizing Elon's companies like SpaceX. And then Elon fired back and he's like, well, fine, I'm going to like dismantle the Dragon rocket. then, right? It got quite spicy. I believe all these tweets have been deleted now, though, right? And then Trump was basically like, I wish him well. I hope everything's fine. This clip is 4 minutes, so I'm not gonna play it. We're running over time. And then Elon said that he would apologize profusely to Trump if they released the Epstein files, which is not going to happen, by the way, right? There's just too many people involved. It would bring the entire country into disrepute. It's not going to happen, bros. It's not going to happen. And according to Kash Patel, there's nothing in there. So look, if the FBI director says there's nothing in there, you can take that to the bank, bros. And of course, the other really, really weird story going around, which was the claim that Musk actually got his black eye fighting with the US Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. According to Newsweek, Bessent called Musk a fraud, prompting the billionaire to respond physically, but reportedly ended up with a punch to the eye. Previously, Musk had claimed the black eye came from a game with his son. I don't know, man. He looked pretty worn out. I don't know. And then, of course, we have the memes. I've got more of them on the back end. I actually ran out of space to fit tabs in, so I couldn't fit any more in here. JD, where are we going? We're sending you to Mars, Elon, just like you always wanted. But I don't have my space suit. I know, Elon. I know. Bruh. Anyway, our final story. As I was saying, mass immigration is suddenly salient again in the UK. I predict this will be a brief thing before stuff moves on to other stuff, and people will say, oh, we really should do something, perhaps in the future, maybe, about this thing that has already happened. Apart from the report that white people would be a minority in the UK by 2050 or something, there are places it's already happened, and in a lot of government departments it's already happened. But they're focusing on the raw numbers because they're retards. Prevent the sort of UK de-radicalization service that has now morphed into attacking native English people who have any issues with mass immigration, came out and said that concern over mass immigration is a terrorist ideology. To quote, we define extreme right-wing terrorism as the active or vocal support of ideologies. So this is the thing. You don't even have to do a terrorism anymore, right? All you got to do is support anything that they deem to have anything to do with terrorism. That advocate discrimination or violence. You don't even have to advocate for violence. Just advocating for discrimination is terrorism now. Fucking hell, right? Against minority groups, the three most common subcategories of extreme right-wing terrorist ideologies and their narratives are, number one, cultural nationalism. The idea that Western culture, in quotes, who knows what it is, after all, do white people even have a culture, is under threat from mass migration and a lack of integration by certain ethnic and cultural groups. Oh my God, how could anyone think that, bros? Just go to London, right? You'll see that everything is absolutely fine. Yeah, I mean, this is a new training thing from Prevent. It's basically exactly what you would expect. And then we had the various talking heads basically saying no, look, why would you worry that whites are going to be a minority in the UK, right? What's the worst that can happen? Zimbabwe, South Africa, Lebanon. It's fine. There's never any time in history where this has caused any problems whatsoever, bros.
If a child was born today, and let's say they're white British, by the time they turn 25, they will already be a minority within their country. So this is the pace of change that we're going to see. This isn't just a little bit more migration. The UK at the end of this century will look like nothing it's looked like before. It's going to be very profound.
So to answer your question, Camilla, I think from my point of view, I would take the white bit out of it a little bit. I think skin color is not so much of an important question in this. We've all got friends who are black, who are British Asian. The idea that they are less British somehow is quite insulting. So I wouldn't want to go down that route. I think it is, as Matt says, it's all about culture. It's all about identity, and there's no reason to fear anything here if, and it's a massive if, people who come to this country embrace British values, and that's really where I think the debate lies.
Yes, British values. As long as all the people that we are importing from Somalia and Pakistan have British values and not Pakistani or Somali values, how will you ensure this? Oh, well, we'll ask them nicely. Have you ever considered that they might not give a shit that you ask them nicely? Oh my God. And Richard Tice, the deputy head of Reform, or, I don't know what his position is, Reform is. He's basically one of the spokespeople for Reform, was massively BTFO'd by Steve Edgington. And just showed, like, Reform isn't going to fix anything at all, bros. Look at this, like, shameless toadying.
And he predicts that by 2063, Britain will be minority white British. Is that a concern of yours at all?
Yeah, I don't think that's I haven't seen those predictions, and 2063 is a long way off. But
it's a few decades.
Yeah, it's a few decades. Well, it's I'm trying to do the maths quickly in my head, but it's in most people. I'll be long gone. Put it like that. I think that the UK is we are a Christian nation. We should stand up and be proud of that. And
look here, you massive baghead. The UK is a Christian nation. Says who? Who says the UK is a Christian nation? It's composed primarily of white atheists, Muslims, and Hindus. It's not a fucking Christian nation. Oh my God, it's okay. I'll be dead, right? What about your children? What about their children? Oh, the eternal boomer made manifest. Fucking hell.
And let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, what we should be focusing on is getting our own people back into work, training up our own people, having, in a sense, Nigel's talked quite recently about families. We need more British-born people, so that we need to be less reliant on immigration, and that's the issue. And on we go.
It will be a huge moment, though, in British history. For the first time ever in this nation's more than 1,000 years of proud history, the country will be minority white British. And many
that. You're obsessed with this stuff, okay?
So many other people, Rich. It's not just me.
You're obsessed with this stuff. Immigration, by the way, right, is the #1 issue among Reform voters. So if you think Reform's going to fucking change anything, right, like, that is a complete lie, right? This is the #1 issue of their voters, and Tice is just like, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm upset. Like, look, he's just fucking scared of Hope Not Hate or the intelligence services or, whoever it is that's, like, actually, like, janking his chain. Oh, my God.
Be fair.
The way you ask the questions, right? Matt Goodwin's made a forecast. He may or may not be right? I don't know what his computer model is. I've not seen it. But the sensible discussion to have is, what sort of population do we want to have? Can we make that population more prosperous? Can we have a high quality, highly skilled immigration policy? And yeah, it's like one of these things. It's a bit like what we started on in terms of, do you want to ban the burqa? Let's have a discussion about it.
Oh, yes. Let's have a discussion about this thing that's already happened. And then after we finish having the discussion, we'll agree that both sides have some good points and we'll do absolutely nothing. Fucking hell. Oh my God. And this is the kind of stuff going around. This is from fucking Question Time. This is a Welsh MP, female, of course, right? Who looks like she's like on the verge of tears because she can't save the entire planet. What the fuck is with these people?
Can we just treat immigration and immigrants as people? I think it's really important what you said there. These are people that are making those journeys. And if anybody along this table had a brother or a father or a son that had to make that journey, they wouldn't discuss them in the way they discuss them at times. And I'm fed up of seeing it as a way of being populist. Illegal immigrants, we need a policy to deal with it. We need a policy as well to make sure that they don't put their lives at risk to make any journey. We wouldn't want anybody to put their lives at risk to come to a safe nation. What we should have is a way of going to the source of issue. The the foreign aid budget is a way of going and dealing with issues in countries where people don't feel like they have to flee war, where they have to flee a nation where they have no opportunity.
But the foreign aid budget is not going to stop wars necessarily.
We should be putting our time and efforts going to the source of the issues and seeing what we can do to stop any journey and working with those nations in a humane way to make sure, and also have a conversation that immigration is good for us as well. We know in health and social care, many of us have been cared for by immigrants. Many of us have been served by immigrants. The quality of our lives are down to people who have come to this country and who are a part of our nation. It's a way of striking the balance, not using it as a political tool to be populist with no absolute policy behind it, and then seen illegal.
The question with respect was about illegal immigration. That's the issue that I was trying to address, and it's quite clear that people are coming from one safe country, France, to the UK. So they're already in a safe country. They're already in a safe country, and they are making an illegal journey into the United Kingdom. That's not acceptable.
We need to go further than...
Oh, God, this bitch is insufferable. I've got another clip where she basically says that we should import the entire population of Afghanistan, all the women, so that they don't have to deal with the consequences of, like, living under the Taliban. Oh, fuck. Lord Saints preserve us. Yes, I am also in favor of the trebuchet option. I think we should, look, White Cliffs of Dover, right? Big ass trebuchet. Look, I think it would do, like, wonders for morale. Let's see, what the fuck is this? I think this is from the same question time thing.
So I'm going to put my cards on the table. Before I retired, I was the General Secretary of the Civil Service Union PCS. It was my union, working with Care for Calais, that funded the stopping of the policy to Rwanda. We stopped the flights on the airport, and it's one of the proudest things we've ever done. The Rwanda policy was inhumanity at its worst. And let's remember a few things. You listen to this conversation and you think we're going to be overrun with 800 million people. Currently, of the EU 27 countries, Britain is 14th in terms of the amount of people who seek asylum in the UK. The fact of the matter is, no politician anymore seems to be, and I admire Llynnos, is prepared to say Wales and Britain is the great country it is because of centuries of immigration that brought us cultural enrichment, support in our public services, and some of our greatest things. We should be proud of it. My father came to this country from Poland after the Second World War. So all the talk at the moment is negative. We should have some people talking up. I've had 4 life-saving operations. I've had a heart transplant, and the nurses and doctors who saved me came from Africa and Asia and China and from all over the world, and I'm glad they came to this country. Otherwise, I wouldn't be alive. Now, the question we have to ask is this talk about illegal immigration. If people look at the statistics, they will find of the small boat crossings, people whose cases have been assessed, more than half are given leave to stay because it's accepted they have a right to seek asylum.
Shut up. Your parents came over from Poland after World War II, did they? Any particular kind of Polish people? Never mind. All right, this is a long clip. I won't play this. But yeah, the housing all the migrants has hit a $4.7 billion bill, which is roughly equivalent to the amount of tax that they take in from the whole of Manchester. It'll be fine. But you know what's going to save us all, bros? Digital ID. Yes, the Brit Card project is on its way, bros, right? It'll cut down on bureaucracy. It'll help guard our borders, and it will prove Labour has pride in British identity. Honestly, Starmer would be the perfect person to get this through. It's not like he can actually get more unpopular. So maybe they'll get Starmer to push this through, and then, he'll step down or something like that, right? And then they can just say, oh, well, it's all Starmer's fault. But, we can't reverse it now. I wish we could, but there's nothing we can do about it. They're like, oh, the British have always hated ID cards, but now we have mass immigration. So, things are different now. Brit Card, a progressive digital identity for Britain. It's going to be progressive, bros. For a progressive society to work, it needs to be able to collectively agree who is allowed to join it. Racists need not apply. Because it will exclude those who cannot join it, it needs to give its members proof that they belong. The UK doesn't do this. They fucking should. Our conflicted historic approach to issuing identity credentials has led to a situation that represents the worst of both worlds. We can't effectively stop people from living and working in our country illegally, nor can we efficiently support legal citizens and residents to exercise their right. This makes the case for an introduction of BritCard, a mandatory digital identity that would be issued free of charge. Of course, it's free of charge if it's mandatory, you fucking idiot. To all of those with the right to live and work in the UK, whether they are British-born nationals or legal migrants, the BritCard would be a verifiable digital credential downloaded onto a user's smartphone. What if you lose your smartphone? Don't think about it. Which would be instantly checked by employers or landlords using a free verifier app. And another thing that I discovered, Labour has come out and said that they are unequivocally committed to keeping keeping Britain in the ECHR, which means that all of Starmer's bullshit about the island of strangers, nothing's going to happen. And did you know, by the way, that the EU itself is not actually a signatory to the ECHR, but they're going to join any day now, bros. Yes, the EU is not a signatory, but the UK is, which means that the EU can sue the UK using the ECHR, but not the other way around. There's a bit of trivia for you there. Hope you enjoyed. Right, that's the end of all the news. I hope you feel suitably chastened about the state of the country. Don't worry, bros. It's time for some cringe. I have kept the cringe section relatively small because we've already had so much cringe. We got entropy from Kermie. $6 for the Trebuchet Fund. Thank you very, very much. I will absolutely put that towards the Trebuchet Fund. I'll start a Trebuchet GoFundMe. A Go Trebuchet me, as it were. Thank you very much, Kermie. Appreciate that. Right, let's get on to the cringe. What do we got? Oh my God, this is honestly enough cringe for an entire episode. Mate. A bunch of women, councillors, got together with Southampton Council, which is a council in the UK, and held a council meeting on behalf of non-humans. This is why we shouldn't let women into positions of political power, bros. Look at this bullshit.
I am a butterfly. I am here to represent all the insects.
I am the foxglove, and I represent all the wildflowers. I am nettle, and I am here because we have been misunderstood.
This is an interspecies democracy meeting, so it's a theatrical council meeting. We are inviting people to represent non-human residents of Southampton, and they are going to put forward questions and motions as you would in a council meeting. So we're exploring what it means to understand the perspectives of our non-human neighbours in the city.
Nowadays we so often feel as though we're surviving rather than thriving. We notice that pollinating flowers are sometimes cut within an inch of their lives, and we cannot understand what benefit you humans seek by killing these flowers.
We are trying to raise a serious question about our relationship with the natural world, and we're trying to get people to understand how dependent we are on other species for our way of life.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're all women. It's like women's politics playtime. You know what I mean, right? Oh, bloody hell. Jacinda Ardern is back. She went on Oprah to talk about how, caring she is and how much empathy she has. And yeah, basically, she's in the middle of a revivification campaign. I presume she is about to take up a post at the UN or something like that. That's usually the way this works. They clean up someone's image, and then they're like, oh, here's your new UN commissioner for baby killing or something, baby killing with empathy or, some crazy bullshit.
Or we have the option of blaming others, of saying that the cause of the insecurity you feel or the financial insecurity you feel is this group or this group. And that is a quick and easy way to do politics. Incite fear. It's the oldest trick in the book, but it is the most harmful and the most damaging. And I talk openly about the alternatives because they exist. There are leaders who champion empathetic leadership, who actually want to solve the problems. But what we see a spotlight more often is that alternative. And I wish so much that we can turn towards those more optimistic, hopeful and inclusive responses to problems rather than the fear that we see people reach to.
Yeah, because, you know, Ardern's not the kind of politician that would ever use fear or treat people unjustly. Am I right, bros? Oh, wait. What's this? From, not that long ago.
So you basically said this is going to be like, well, it's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is. So, yep. Yep.
So...
Yeah, that is what it is. Yep. I'm very, very happy about that. Oh, fucking hell. And there's this one.
In fact, we entirely expect that people who are vaccinated will still get COVID-19. It just means that they won't get sick and they won't die.
Oh, bloody hell. God. Yeah. This was another like amusing thing from the LA riots. A naked woman saying that she is God and let's do ayahuasca. I think you've had too much, quite frankly. God damn it. Right, funny videos for you now. I believe this was actually like on the BBC back in the day, before the Muslim Revolution. Check this shit out.
Coming up this season on The Real Housewives of ISIS.
It's only 3 days till the beheading, and I've got no idea what I'm going to wear.
Abdul seduced me online. He had me at free healthcare. So this is my 6th marriage. I've been widowed 5 times. 6 times.
I'm so glad I've moved over here. It's everything those guys on the chat rooms told me it would be, and it's full of so many wonderful surprises. Didn't have to do this at Birmingham. Bullshit!
Are you ready, girls? Yeah. Hang on, I'm recording it for Instagram. Ta-da! What do you think?
Oh, man surprised me with it yesterday.
Hashtag OMG, hashtag Jihadi Jane, hashtag Death to the West ISIS emojis.
Oh, babes, I love it. You look gorgeous.
She looked massive. You're gonna need a lot of Semtex to kill that one.
Oh, guys.
Hey, ladies!
What do you think of this?
Awkward. What a complete bitch. She knew I had that jacket. Copies everything. Copy this.
Oh my God, it was so cringe. Hashtag matchy matchy.
It's times like this I wish I'd never moved out here.
Coming up next week.
He won't stop talking about his 40 virgins. Why can't he be happy with me?
Ali bought me a new chain, which is 8 foot long. So I can almost get outside, which is great.
Man, I miss decent British comedy. I remember when they actually used to be funny. Oh, God. Right. What else we got? Oh, yes. Why do migrants come to the UK? From the migrants themselves, bros.
Let's see what the migrants have to say.
My wife, she still struggle in Afghanistan. But I want very much to go pure gym.
UK already feel like home. I download Deliveroo and apply for universal credit.
1 boat, 7 country. Now I get pillow say live, laugh, love.
I risk life for freedom and for Tesco meal deal. £3, you get drink also. They give me house, money, even HelloFresh subscription. In Afghanistan, I eat sand. Now I can eat quinoa. Let's
let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, this is pretty funny.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
Well, that was kind of his point.
Oh.
That's kind of what he was saying.
I mean, learn a lot about women.
Oh, dude. More how to deal with women, kind of stuff. Wouldn't recommend that personally, Boris. Let's see. Oh, and yeah, wait. Here we go. We've got some Musk Trump memes coming up as well.
I'm tired of everybody pretending like all these migrants have great food. Third world food is a scam. Mexican food sucks. Don't at me in the comments, Ignacio, you've never had guac. Shut up. It's an avocado smashed up. Don't tell me that people who are on the brink of starvation know anything about fine cuisine. Oh, but the spices, the seasoning. The reason they got to use so many spices is because you're eating a f***ing pigeon.
What else we got? Oh, yeah. This is really good.
No.
God bless you, Amera Bros. Let's see what else we got. A bit of Garen music for you.
Excuse me, UK, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? A Guinness fucking milkshake. Get off my land. This is a direct act of aggression on the Irish people. What in the fuck is this? Why is there a fucking cake on it? What is this? It looks like it has worms. Does anybody have a phone number for the UN? Surely this triggers Article 5 of fucking NATO. What's the point of even having NATO if we're gonna fucking let people away with everything? Can we stop coming up with fucking desserts? There's too many. We had ice cream cake and pies and that was plenty. 50 fucking desserts bombarding me everywhere I go. I was in a restaurant 2 weeks ago and I still have option paralysis about the dessert. I have to go back in and tell them what I want. It needs to fucking stop. You should only legally be allowed to put 2 desserts on the menu. One of them is clearly shite and the other one looks absolutely lovely. I don't have enough hours in the day to be fucking picking desserts all the time. This is evil. Follow me. I'm delicious.
Guinness milkshake. Fucking hell. Right. Yeah, we got some like Trump Musk stuff.
Do you know how crazy you sound right now?
Crazy? I literally made you. You'd be nothing without me, Donnie.
If I never bought Twitter, you would still be banned, you would have never won the election, and you would still be a nobody. I made you. Excuse me? I became the 45th president fine without you. You're just mad because I revoked the EV tax credit. Oh, don't get me started on the tax credits. I built like 40 factories, and you want to talk about how many I got? You promised me subsidiaries, and then you gave them to Ford. Are you serious? I just want stable gas prices and a planet. Quiet, honey. Muskie and Donnie are talking right now. Oh, fake news. I gave you so many tax breaks. You're practically a non-profit. Don't make me cut you off from the subsidiaries and contracts. Oh, you want to air my dirty laundry in front of our kid? I can play that game too. America, come here. Did you know that the reason Daddy's not releasing the Epstein files is because his name is in the Epstein files? I could have guessed that, yeah. That's it. I'm deporting you and running an investigation on all of your companies. See, this is what Daddy does. He's trying to tear Mommy away from you. I don't really like both of any of you. He's ruining our finances with his stupid tariffs. I'm gonna get you impeached, and you can forget the Dragon spacecraft, by the way.
Spicy. This is good.
Keep having this recurring dream where it's like me and some buddies at my house.
Now, is this party all dudes or you have some chicks coming?
Me and 3 guys.
Okay, so you're having a nightmare that you threw a party, turns out to be a sausage fest?
No, that's...
Oh, so you're actually fine with the girl-guy ratio at the party, pumped about it even?
No, I just don't know if that's relevant.
Well, I mean, a little relevant. Your brain could put anyone you want in that house, decide to cram it with hammer, not a honey dip in sight, even in your fantasy.
It's not my fantasy.
Now, were you and any of the dudes at the men-only party thinking about calling chicks, or is it just not even on the table?
I feel like that part of the dream is not the weird part.
I mean, would be weird for me, but to each his own, I guess.
No, it just got weird.
So tell me, you and the 5 guys are there, and you started getting weird, as you said, lock the doors, crank some Tiesto, whatever happens at your secret all-men party with the boys stays at your all-men party.
So every dream you've ever had has chicks?
As far as I remember, I guess I could try right now. Picturing some people, yeah, 5 chicks in the corner, great racks, really nice D-to-P ratio. So you're telling me yours was kind of like this, but all wiener?
Okay, well, anyways, one of my friends tries to kill me.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably try to kill you too if you tricked me into coming to your party and then last minute drop that it's just going to be 4 dudes getting weird, as you said.
The weird part is where he tries to stab me. We start wrestling to the ground.
Better pause. Fully clothed, I hope.
I grab the knife and then he gets on top of me.
All right, yeah, I think our time's up here.
Gay. Oh yeah, this is good.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then, who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows that cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag.
Oh, mate, who said deepfakes never did anything good? Oh, right, so Elon memes, finally. Someone's doing the round. Close your eye, bro. Close your eyes, bro. Okay, bro. What do you see, bro? Nothing, bro. That's my world without you, bro. Bro. You're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're doing too much ketamine, is probably the one that this should have been done. Mein Führer. Elon. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's all the JT fancies. Oh, God. Oh, that was a great meme. Right. Oh, yeah. Alien versus Predator. Oh, bro. And of course, this show has managed to come across an exclusive leak of the phone call between Musk and Trump. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
You're fucking paranoid, you are fucking,
you bloody, you bloody bastard, bitch,
you
fuck you, bloody, fuck you, bloody, fucking mother, bloody, fuck, bitch,
you,
bloody, fuck you fucking bloody bastard, benchwood, bloody, you blunder,
no, but why?
Bloody no,
why?
Bloody fucking
accident. Then what you wanna do?
Why you fuck me? I fuck you, bloody bastard. You're fucking paranoid,
you are fucking.
Amazing. The sources that I have inside the deep state are unparalleled, bros. And there's this one as well.
Donald, what was the point of Doge saving money if the big beautiful bill increases the deficit? I thought we were going to cut spending except for Tesla and SpaceX. I feel like I don't know you anymore. Remember when we did business together in the Lincoln bedroom? You said you loved me.
Elon, I'm a businessman. You're not the only billionaire I did business with in the Lincoln bedroom.
But this was different, Donald. The way you did business with me. It made me feel like I was the only businessman in the world.
Oh, sometimes it's just business, Elon.
What happened to the man I did business with in that Wendy's restroom? Did you even drive the Cybertruck I gave you?
Did you really think I wanted that gay trapezoid?
How dare you? You would have never been elected without me.
Oh, you want to go there? JD?
Yes, Donald?
Write this post on X for me. Elon's gone crazy. He told me in private that he takes ketamine and munches butts. Also, the Cybertruck is a car for gay robots.
Cybertruck is not a gay car, and you know it.
In that case, Cybertruck is so gay, even Don Lemon won't drive one.
Fine. JD, post this on X for me. A certain MAGA guy is on the Epstein list, and that's why it's not being released.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, Donald, we're over.
Wait, Elon. Oh, damn it.
Donald, I know it's not my place, but don't you think that Elon is right about the money? I mean, maybe the government shouldn't be spending until we're $40 trillion in debt, literally screwing every American in the future.
Maybe you're right, JD. But it's a really funny goof.
I know it seems hard, Elon, but it'll work out if you truly love each other. I just don't recognize him anymore, yeah. We were going to save Americans money except for Tesla and SpaceX. You know what? I just need to start my own political party. Yeah, that's it. I'll call it the Big American Balls Party.
Right. Cute animal videos finish off. Let's see what we got. Huskies are harsh masters. What else we got? Ah, doggo.
Do ba 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 do do ba do boo do a boo ba do ba do boo boo ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do 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 a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do do ba do ba do a do 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 a do ba do ba do.
He's too cute to hunt for bunnies. Showering cat. That is a rare sight indeed. This is how we will power the trebuchet, guys. We'll just get 1 million cats to do this. It's foolproof, I tell you. We just need like 1 million cats and 1 million of those little things, right? Electromagnetic powered trebuchet. And we can get like extra energy from whatever this is. Right, just some heartwarming stuff to finish off with. Aw. And what else have we got? Ah, cute doggos. And our final cute animal video of the night, hammock doggos. Aw. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Let's say a quick goodbye to everyone in the chat on Rumble. Rat Fun King, Steady Sapiente, Captain Crisps. Years, go check out Discord and Dragons in about an hour and a half. DJ Based, some guy from Maine. Who else we got? I think I saw Wyatt's Torch in here at some point. Teabagging Therapist, good to see you, mate. Who else we got? Edie Wolf, thanks for coming. And Kermie, thank you very much for the super chat, Kermie. Much appreciated, mate. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think that's everybody. On YouTube, we have Total Blackout Painting. Oh, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Simon JJ, Glenn Llewellyn, Robert Verlinden, Victorian Time Traveller, Sunny Jim, LLLL, very hard to pronounce, Glenn Llewellyn, anybody else? Robert Verlinden, I think I already mentioned. Tree Godfather, good to see you, mate. Anti-Whiteism Ends With You, good to see you as well. I think that's everyone. Oh, Otto Stormheart as well, good to see you, mate. And Budgie Burger, good to see you too, friend. Right, and on Odyssey we had Kangaroo Optimus Prime. Anybody else? No, that was it. Right. I'll be back on Thursday once I get back to Londonistan and have my Muslimectomy, my sort of Islamic graft, as it were. Get the chip implanted in my brain. I hope you all have an excellent week, and I'll see you then. Good night, everyone.